Hey Jessica! So I got a lot of value from joining Jessica Stansberry's pop-up Facebook group on small following big impact. In this video, I'm going to go through the 5 topics that she touched on in her Facebook group, all about cultivating a small audience on any social media platform that you may have, and how you'll be able to generate income from them. Now, I was able to get into this pop-up Facebook group because I had signed up for one of her digital downloads and got myself on her email list. And I think she did this Facebook group specifically for people on her email list, because the group ended up being a little less than 500 people, so it was a really small, tight-knit group. So every day or every other day, because Thanksgiving fell within the period, she would go live for about an hour and she would have a session and mostly Q&A about these 5 things that would really give you a good footing on how to navigate with having a small following and generating a big impact, right? So the first thing that she touched on was what is your why? And she stressed on this needing to be more than just having to make money online. And she delved into what her why is, and she gave her examples so that you would be able to find and search for what is your deeper meaning, your deeper reason for wanting to have an online business and generate money online. And that was like the first activity that we had to do. So her second topic that she covered was on 5 ways or 5 rules to building your online audience on social media. So the first thing you need to do is build a community or a platform on which people could directly connect with you. So a good example of that is Instagram or Twitter, where you have a lot of back and forth and good, DMing type of direct messaging setup. Then the next thing she talked about is you having to nurture and build those relationships, right? You need to get them to know, like, and trust you, and you could only do that by not only sharing business content but a little bit of personal content as well, so that people could connect with you. So you should only sell products that are beneficial to your community, and you need to build pathways to purchasing products so that people could buy from you over and over again. And the last thing is you need to be able to build trust so that you can generate sales, right? So those are the 5 rules of building an audience on social media. Now, the next topic she touched on is your lens statement. So your lens statement is basically the statement through which, right, the lens through which you filter everything that you do in your business. So every piece of content that you create, everything that you want to sell or promote, all of this is going through your lens statement. So it kind of gives you a great filter and clarity on what it is you're doing with your online business. And it's structured where it's I help a particular person with a particular thing by doing something so that they can achieve something, right? So it's kind of structured that way so that you could be very clear on who your target audience is, what their grievance or problems are, how you'll be able to help them, and what results they can achieve from working with you, right? So that's your lens statement. And I had trouble with my lens statement because I realized that in my business I'm ending up with two lens statements, and I even like voiced that in the group, and Jessica replied to me in the group, and then she said, well, why is it that you have two lens statements? You really should have one, right? And I told her, well, I have a YouTube channel and I have an online business, but the online business, the products that I'll be selling, that's not necessarily what the YouTube channel is about. The YouTube channel is really about how I was able to build this online business. So therefore, the value is different. And then when I explained it like that, she was like, okay, cool, then have two lens statement. That's good, that I could be able to like differentiate that. But I'm still like working on my lens statement for my business itself. I have to get more clarity on that. But that's what I think is so valuable about this. It's kind of like a challenge, that it really helped me think about being clear on what I'm selling and who I'm selling to and why. So it's easier to sell, basically. And the last two things she talks about is how to share non-business content to help people identify with you and love you more and embrace your quirks, which is a long one. So basically she talks about like 80% of the time you should not be like hard selling. 80% of the time you really should just be posting content, positioning yourself, and you would know how to position yourself because you know your why and you know like your lens statement, right? Which makes it easier. And only 20% of the time could you probably do like a real like hard sell to your audience. And the last topic she touched on is how to know when to sell to your audience. This has to do both with having a balance of sharing content and then just hard selling, and you kind of have to know the platform that you're on and how it penalizes you for like sending people off the platform to like purchase from your website. And also you need to be passionate about what you are selling, so when you do sell, right, it doesn't really come off as you're compromising your integrity just to make money. It really should be something you believe in, you are passionate about, and you know your audience wants. So that's kind of where you find the middle ground of what you should be selling and when, and well, you know your why. The two biggest takeaways from her pop-up group was the two activities on clarity, which is figuring out your why and figuring out your lens statement. I'm still trying to fine-tune one of my lens statements for my actual online business, but for my YouTube channel I can have it down. It's like I help people from my country and region with building an online business by leaving behind the blueprint on my YouTube channel so that they can have a successful online business as well. Like something like that, right? It's kind of long, but that's basically what my lens statement would be reflected on my YouTube channel. Now, my business itself is selling a particular product, and it's not the same value proposition then, basically. So when I sell my products, which I'll do with a Facebook page, the content would be different and it will be filtered differently. So I think that this was very valuable, and at least those two things, if you are trying to do an online business or just grow your social media following, it's more or less the same thing, because you need to know what value you want to be presenting to your audience if you're just producing content, right? And have everything flow and make sense holistically. So I review other free and paid courses in this playlist if you're interested in other resources to help build your online business. And I'll see you in my next video. Leave her why is that she wants to help others. I can't remember what her why is actually.